LTC, dude. It looks like it's running everything. Wouldn't be surprised if LTC had the greatest market manipulation. Always fucking so simple. Not gonna go up, you know. I'm just reviewing the previous streamer experience that I offered. I wish I could have a bigger stake in LTC, but it's not moving. I'm gonna send that straight to YouTube. This guy fucking tripled, quadrupled, because Twitch is gonna keep it for a week. Like, this is so dumb, dude. I don't remember that. Wow. Twitch is so dumb, dude. Whatever the fuck happened to Twitch, man. Fuck, man. Like, Twitch got himself a wife and 3 kids and a house and mortgage and got shit to pay for now, and doesn't have time to hang out with us anymore.
I don't even care where we go. Just far away from here. I'll come with you.
Movie looks cool. They haven't fucking locked out any of that music, just something at the end here for some reason. Whatever this user experience is, man. Terms and services. Yes, I want to play poker. What's my balance? 30 bucks. Every time I come back, I have to find out how to play. Late registration 450. I like 50 cents tournament. Late registration. What's the remaining players? Last level 12. 125 to 50. Starting with 500. 5,000 divided by 250 is 40, isn't it? 4 times this is 1,000 times 5, 20 big blinds. We're good. Let's go. Knockout. Okay, I don't know what that means. We'll find out pretty fast. I'm going in with 20 big blinds. We're on break. I'll take a break too. One's a banger. At 1,070. I think it reached 1,006 like 5 hours ago. I was like flirting with 1,006. I'll be right back. Me sit out next hand. It's fucking running. Whoa, where are you going? Normally I'm pretty bad with trading, so wish me luck. giant on the move. Can we go really higher than 4-1? Why not? The whole industry is backing us. Greatest movement of a coin you've ever seen. Everybody knows about it. And Do Kwon wants it to succeed, in my opinion. Oh, baby. What did I say? It's fucking going. Like the coin you want more of. Binance to convert users' USDC into its own stablecoin BUSD. Into the news. So Binance wants to use BUSD only. Is that it? On September 29, it will be automatically converted, guys. That is a major move. That's a major move. Telling the other Tether coins that it's going to go independent. You like this guy? It's Trevor something. We're losing ground. I'm okay with that. I think we've gained a lot of ground. Today, whenever it's like 60% up, you should take profits, in my opinion. Well, I should say reduce risk. You got something to do, I think. Like if it wants to run, I still have this in. I think there's much more room for it to run. Every time I think that, it's like they're not, like the world isn't there yet. So I expect the retracement you know. The flying brain, dude. An image. Oh, it's gonna do that. Gonna do that, huh?
I've been lost in my head for weeks, trying to find what it is I need. Too goddamn tired to sleep.
That's a bummer. I'm just trying to play poker. It's been doing this for a year and never fixed. Crashing for over a year now. Okay. Is it working? I'm not getting my colors. I'm gonna have to give up against this guy. Is he gonna check? If he check, I raise or bet or whatever. Fold, baby. You don't have the ace. Fold. Yeah. Easy. Oh. If there's too many, I can't, but then I'll raise 1,000. Got a king here. $750. Folds, baby. Just because they don't have the ace, you know. That's a gigantic fold right there. Keep an eye on the pumps, or the runs, I should say, or both. See if we can update the retro arc. Please give me an update. Thing's a pain.
Now that we discovered the best portfolio possible, we can, put simply, potential return as well. But what's most important to understand is that any investment along that CML line is the most efficient use of your cash.
This is good. This is a good two cards right there. I don't remember the strat here. If we just simple raise, or if we go all in. I'll go all in if I get 2 at least of the same color. I don't know if I go all in if I just get a follow-up. That's not enough, but a jack high is enough for both of them. I don't know if I can run this.
But I've done it myself. It's okay for now. But could I lose it? Sure. And let's see. Brandon again. What happens?
Going for 1,000, which is half the pot. I'm going to fold because then I'll have to go too
what happens if there's a
big.
sudden crash in the art market? Well, there's a
Not
sudden crash
exactly
in the
what I
art
want to
market. It's the same thing
see.
with our market, right?
This
There's
is a
sudden
good
crash in
hand.
our market. Are we going to sell immediately? Some
Also,
will. I don't think that's not a.
honestly, these two last hands were kind of similar,
right? If
in their
the
potential.
market crashes and for some reason you're like, I need a kidney transplant. Well, if you need money, you need money, and then off you go. But usually, like if I
Trying
see,
to build a
like,
big
me
pot,
personally, when I see
know.
dips, I'm like, it's a good opportunity to buy a little bit more.
Especially with the previous
or maybe I
hand.
just sit on the sidelines, don't do anything, and just wait for it to come back up. It's a great thing when you have time, and that's what it comes down to. So I hope that answered most of the questions. Brutal, but you got to answer the tough questions, because if not,
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Okay,
They could hit, and I don't.
Ah, great. Let's
I'll have high
let's
cards.
get some wrenches, huh? Here we go.
It's a little rough if they pot. Half pot's a little
Tesla's
rough
got a
too.
wrench.
I'll pot.
CryptoCube has been here for a long time. Congratulations. Let's add as a moderator. Amy Benemer Brabra. Branson. Darth.
All in, I'm fucked. GG.
Brandon's been here for a long time.
He's got the 10. He's got quads 10. Lucky.
Oh, Amy's not.
I thought he had something. I didn't know if he had a 10 though.
Everybody's having a great day today.
Maybe another pair or something.
Amy Benemetarger.
That's why you bet 50 cents per game.
Bid moon next time.
Another one, please.
I'll answer the thoughts on Charles Hoskins in a bit. Well, I don't know where she went. Am I missing it? Corey, good question. You're a moderator. I'll get to the Benemetarger when I find it. The question is, how long have you been working with Masterworks? Well, I bought it in October. Then the affiliate links.
3+ ticket for Sunday. Well,
7 months, 8 months, somewhere around there, working together. And remember, everything in the description are all affiliate links.
About 10 big blinds, a little rough. There's what, 16 people left.
Just so you don't have to use those affiliate links. It's okay.
But for 3 tickets, I missed my chance.
Go right to Masterworks. Go right to Masterworks.
Oh, that's too bad. Because for 3 tickets, it's not bad. It's a good price.
Same thing with.
I was about to go.
And they give you like $100 when you open up a Roth IRA. Same thing with like the exchanges. Like if you're looking to open up like with Coinbase. Actually, no, Coinbase doesn't give me anything. Forget that. FTX. I don't know. There's something else I have in there. Oh yeah, the tax software. So you can just go to the website. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. Now let's see. Yeah, Art Over Time has proven a viable investment. I never really trusted it because I'm like,
we missed
there's
it.
a couple of reasons why they're not going to ban Bitcoin. And I'm not going to go through it. Thankfully, cryptoslate.com did most of the hard work for me. And they pretty much just gave us the best information
Effect on environment
from the report about what's going on. So this was a report titled Climate Energy.
Nobody's banning Bitcoin.
And the White House called for standards like miners using clean energy and the need for low energy intensities. This is a result of President Biden's executive order on crypto earlier this week. And remember, this was like a big news. Like there was a council. President Joe Biden said, hey, we should take a look at what's going on with crypto and assess if it's actually going to be good or not. And after so many months, this was the report that we got. And opinions vary. This is just my opinion. I could be way off. I could be super wrong.
Why does it take executive orders to make things move?
But this is the basics of it. So the report took a step further.
It's like no agency wants to move unless the president says so.
On crypto mining, if the measures don't prevent the negative greenhouse gas emissions, 0.3%. Not
Or they don't want to move unless
White House
they're forced to.
There's a couple of reasons why Bitcoin miners are changing. On July 11th, 2020, blockchain count power that we possibly can into Bitcoin. Here's the thing. Some places can do that, and I think you can drop off.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at what's going on with Terra Luna Classic. We called is all the way past the fives into the kind of 513 range, and you can see here both Luna 2.0 and Luna Classic is pumping right now. 11.6% on Luna Classic and 13.5. Now it does feel like money is going between the two things, but if we take a look at some more of the statistics, the RSI trending at 58.76. there is move and room to grow right now, and equally our money flow,
it's already big if it's like number 28
when we broke the sixes, but it is on an uptrend and there is money.
Lunacy is project 28 right now.
A bit nearer.
Already big.
We go into the 5 minute. We saw this really nice increase.
That's another thing I'm watching. Like,
coming into Luna Classic. How
much more do you want to go up? Like, what's the number you want to be at? 20, top 10? Like, what the fuck?
Starting to see retail investment coming in, and equally some other forms of funding coming into Luna Classic as we start to move and push towards these fives. Now, again, we talked about this on the live stream last night, where we expected this to happen. We expected this level of consolidation, which we talked about, ready for that next leg up. We have to build support with Luna Classic, and equally there was a lot of FUD. There was a lot of conversation around whether Luna 2 was being manipulated, whether people were coming out of Luna Classic. But actually, what does it do? Well, it makes the community and the ecosystem grow even stronger. If we take a look at some of the stats, we're still at nearly a $3 billion market cap, 2.9 billion right now, up 7.6%. We are outstripping Bitcoin. Remember, we talked about that yesterday as well. Bitcoin moved 10%. People were moving out of Luna Classic into Bitcoin. We've seen that reverse today, and lo and behold, people are moving back into Luna Classic. Our volume 2.1 billion, but I don't need to be worried about that. Remember, we need the volume when the burn tax is implemented, and we know that we've got Gate.io, we know Binance, albeit not on full on-chain transactions, which is what we wanted. But remember, we've still got 10 days to go before we see that officially go live on the network. We do have Huobi as also announced its support for Terra Luna Classic and its burn. Again, this will be on off-chain transactions, i.e. coming into the exchange and going out of it, not on spot trades or anything within it. You can see at the bottom there, spot trades and other relevant trades of LUNC, USTC, ANC and CTX on the Terra Classic network will not be affected by this tax burn. So I think it's just a step in the right direction. People are tentatively looking at what's coming, but fundamentally we can see this pretty aggressive move coming back out to the 1 day chart. We can just see a really nice bullish candle all the way up, and we're
just keep this kind of stuff on the loop all day, man.
Classic. Now I think the two
just listening to different like points of views and what they hear, and they bring us news, and
we hope it's Luna Classic will certainly
get the feel for things
a bit more aggressively as we sort of see this burn tax go live. And look, that's the big one. I think everyone is currently waiting for that burn tax. Now, when you start to do some of the maths, currently trending at our volume now, 1.259 trillion tokens or trillion coins going through in a 24-hour period, we're going to see some pretty strong burns. Now, everybody is talking about the 1 cent possibility, and if we can continue with this volume that we've got coming through, $2.1 billion, and we can kind of do some maths around this. Currently, the volume being 2,182,547,521, so $2 billion, and we're going to times that by the 1.2% burn tax, which is 0.012. It's going to give us 26.190 million $1 million from a 1.2% burn. Now we're going to divide that by the current price, which is 0.00046.
I want more Luna.
We're going to get
a little bit more than $3 or whatever the fuck it is.
Billion Luna Classic coins going to be burnt if we're doing this 2.1 billion volume.
Right, got like $3.
Is going to give us
not quite enough.
Trillion burn.
We can take a little bit of LUNC.
Absolutely insane number. So if we can continue with this volume as we continue towards this burn tax, now it does rely on us obviously getting the full burn tax on chain and doing all of the spot trading transactions that everything's going through. And the big one in that is obviously Binance and whether we get that. But the absolute possibility is there. We're seeing recovery in the market. We're seeing people switching between Luna 2 and Luna Classic. Ultimately, Luna 2 is a bit further on in terms of their applications and other things, but Luna Classic
2.63.
community. And again, remember, we have risen from the ashes with this. It's going to be pretty insane. But that 1.2% burn
Okay,
tax,
we have 1.3.
the absolute insane potential.
How much is that worth?
Is absolutely nearer than you see.
Yeah, 8 something is fine. It's not something I care to lose.
Because, you know, if we get some serious volume going through, remember, we're 4 times their usual trading volume through MEXC. So
how much of this do we have?
The door of $6-7 billion in trading volume every single day on Lunar Classic.
We have 548. Jesus.
It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, stay up to date. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Turn that notification bell on so that you know when we either go live or upload.
Ain't that a little much, though?
Video. But look, the $1 dream is...
No, it's too low. Who cares?
But these burns are going to be insane. And it feels
6 cents on the dollar?
Exchange supporting this project.
Who cares?
That's it for this video, guys. I appreciate every single...
How low can it go? As long as we have interest in the project. 4 cents, maybe? Fucking around. 5. You know, the upside is 15, 10 cents, you know. Lunacy.
Thank you all for being here. I know this is a usual... Thank you all for being here. We're doing this once a month because I do believe real estate's a very, very important part. I know this is of anybody's path to financial freedom. That's why we're talking about this. So let's jump right in. Happy Saturday morning to everybody out there. Again, our monthly edition, What's Up with Real Estate, the global view of real estate, what's happening in the market, and how everything is always interrelated. We will be touching on the Fed.
You can keep the $10 for if one of these decides to...
And even a little bit of crypto, not too much. But this is so important to your financial future. Even if you're not into real estate, even if you don't have any, please make a plan for it. And I'll explain why. So let's jump in and make sure I got everything working. Yep. On my own today. And of course, not financial advice. It doesn't matter. It's real estate. So the question is, which countries next can expect a real estate crash? We know the global macro is a complete mess. Well, which ones will be impacted worse? And I always talk about my 3-legged stool. And just a reminder for those who may be new to the channel, we've had, I think, about 250 new subscribers in the last 24 hours. But why we care? This channel is about financial freedom. And real estate is one of what I call 3 legs of the stool. Equities, and I like disruption, fast-growing equities.
All right.
And I like
so that's where we stand right now.
Balanced stool, you're at a disadvantage.
Bitcoin is doing fine. Ethereum's doing good too.
Assets go up,
I'm thinking of removing some of it when it hits 2,000.
Diversification. I don't mean owning 60 stocks, but having 3.
Damn, my Litecoin has been running.
So first
$50 worth of LTC.
This is a cool quote from Chris Krohn. Real estate is still the most
33 USDC. I think that's fair. What can you lose on this really? Like $10?
Approximately 90%
you know, on that,
of millionaires spend their fortunes on real estate.
Who cares?
And this trend is expected to grow. So
Luna T though is a little more risky. I have a little more than I
around real estate too.
care to have, but
global real estate I think is worth
with all of these running,
plus or minus.
Maybe Luna T is going to start picking up. It's a community-based coin here to assist these projects.
And real estate is worth more than 32 times all the gold ever mined in the history of the world. That's how big this market is. And it's a market you cannot ignore as an individual investor. So a quick reminder as well, why it's so important to have a real estate hedge is, you know, typically in the US, for example, real estate has appreciated about 20% over the last year.
I'm not like watching over it. I'm more like enjoying the fucking runs that it's doing.
15% per year. If you are mortgaged to 90%, that is a very, very astounding return with just 10% down. If the inflation rate's 10%, your real home appreciation is 5%. Again, if you've got 10% down, that's a 50% return on investment. So we'll talk more about that in another session if you want. Let's talk briefly about a question that came into DCA yesterday as well. Somebody asked, what is the next big thing that could impact the crypto market? And Rob answered first, and I chimed in afterwards. And I spoke about how I believe blockchain and real estate is a game changer for crypto. So blockchain does, I believe, have the potential to transform real estate. If just 1% of the global real estate market were tokenized, it would triple the current market cap of crypto. And that's big. That's just 1%. And I know it's going to happen. Tokenization of real estate's already on the way. So let's talk about what I mentioned last month. I shared what I believe to be the worst markets on earth based on price to income and price to rent ratios. Top of the list was New Zealand, number 2, Czech Republic, number 3, Hungary, number 4, Australia and Canada, and number 6, the US. Guess what happened just a few days ago, yesterday or the day before? Goldman released a report, and they believe the housing downturn is a bigger deal down under and up north. They predict in 2023 a crash-like drop in home prices in New Zealand, down 21%.
13% might not seem like much here in Canada, but then one can think that it will affect other businesses related to that, and that could be too much for them. And then that can affect other things. And
21%, Australia down 18%, and Canada.
I don't know anything about real estate.
The US housing bubble saw home prices drop about 27% between 2006 and 2012 because of the global financial crisis. Now, I don't want to alarm people who live in these countries. And again, you know, if prices go up 20% and they fall 13% the next year, that's okay. You can live with that. But I just want you to be aware so you can plan accordingly. And it was funny that Goldman came out with this a month after my sheet. I wonder are they lucky, because 3 of my 6 are on their list. So data works. Next thing, Fortune magazine amplified the message. They said a housing crash in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. It sure looks like it. Again, they picked that up from Goldman. So let's jump a little bit further. Some folks in Australia thought Australia was immune to the global macro environment, but no, it's not. And it had its biggest drop in Australian real estate in 30 years just now. That's the biggest drop since 1983. So Australia is not immune. we knew it. So let's look around the rest of the world. Asian real estate prices are cooling also. Home prices held up across most of the globe in the second quarter. It wasn't cataclysmic, but 7 of the 56 markets, I think, surveyed by Knight Frank, showed price declines in June compared to March. And of those, they were in the Asia-Pac region. New Zealand was number 1 that led the decline. And then Malaysia, shout out to my family.
I wish I could do this all day.
And then Australia,
Sometimes I look
China,
at
and South Korea
different opportunities of trading,
so again,
and I'm
it's not
busy
just
working.
US. This is a global
Can't do
picture.
it.
It's hitting all markets at different rates, but it's hitting hard. Now let's talk about Malaysia, the biggest losers per Bloomberg, and Australia, again, number 3. But again, we're just early days yet, and real estate moves slow and trickles through the economy. It always lags about 6 months behind the stock market. So let's talk about China real quick. Last time I mentioned this, there was some comments. Why did you talk more? Why is China such a mess? Well, China's a mess because property is a huge share of the Chinese economy. Just like 90% of millionaires pump their money into real estate, a lot of Chinese do as well. And the government made easy credit available. The rising prices triggered a huge speculation. Thank you, Mr. Hammer. You're too kind. Real estate was also sold on spec. What that means as well, which I've done in the past, sometimes you can buy a property for
I'm just doing 5 times, 5 things at once.
Good deal on prices because the
like always,
contractors need to get funding up front.
not
before
a
they
skill.
build
It's
the place.
more
That
like
can
having
work.
too many things
But
in
when
front
it's
of you.
rampant, that can go sideways real fast, and that's a big part of the problem in China because they were building these huge 80-story towers, condos all over the place, but never got them finished.
Birds of
They were
Paradise.
paid for up front by people with mortgages, and they had no place
Great
to live.
card, people.
So a big mess.
You should play it.
And finally, it took regulators a long time to realize the real estate
Like,
bubble in China. So that's a big
duh.
part of the whole mess. And I think $30 billion has been lost in international bonds so far in the market, and it's
Just the
far
obvious
done
things.
at this
That's where I
stage.
like to put my money,
Now, I
you
want to
know?
talk about a bit of history.
Obvious.
If you came up to me and asked me in the 90s how I thought the real estate moved in terms of cycles, I would have said every 7 to 9 years it has a cycle. But this chart was super interesting, and I painted some green boxes on it, and we had growth in 10-year cycles. I'm going to walk you through these because this is just for the US market, not globally. But again, as we've quickly learned over the last
We're
couple
right
months,
here.
everything
It's very
follows
telling. I
the
love it. I
US
love
to
his
a large
charts.
extent.
They're very telling.
And this is a very important perspective to get. So if you look at real estate prices in the US since
What is that?
1998, no, 1998, I'm getting my eights confused. We had 2 big cycles. We had the one that began in 1997 to 2007 approximately. And we all know what happened after that, the global financial crisis. We're talking a bit about that today. And then we had the 2012 to 2022. Bingo. 10-year cycles. You can't make this stuff up. The bad news is the 5 years in between can be an impact. But sometimes, as I always say, markets move faster than ever before.
It does a dip and
So
it
I
went up a
believe,
bit.
you know, things like stock markets tank, real estate markets tank much.
I
quicker
do think
because
we're
there's
just
much more information
before
out there, and people are quicker to respond,
just before the
quicker
crash.
to sell, quicker to be liquidated.
That's why I took some
and
money
as
out
a
of
result,
Bitcoin, and it went up
prices can
10%
drop
an hour
faster. So
later.
I do believe prices can still fall, but I don't think there'll be a 5-year slump by no stretch of the imagination. So let's talk about exactly what's going on, again, with a view to different markets. This is from Isabel.net. If we look at the impact of global rate hikes, interest rate hikes, I always say real estate's very price sensitive. You can see, whoa, yeah, they are. But heck, the US is holding up pretty well when you compare them to Sweden, which is tanking the worst. That's kind of that greeny blue line that just went through the zero level.
He just calls? What does he do?
By
All
Australia,
in?
New Zealand, and then followed
Ace
by
king,
the UK
baby.
and Canada. No
I
idea why
bet
they
for
brought
him.
these countries together, but it was an interesting chart. And right now, the US is holding up year over year, but I think that could be the next shoe to drop as we
A
go
check at the
forward.
end would have been
So,
all right,
again,
saving
interesting global perspective on
what, a
changes
third
in
of the pot I
prices.
put in.
And a
You know,
quick reminder again, very interest rate sensitive. Why do we care about the Fed? Because that dictates everything. Stock market, crypto, housing, it's all related. And next week on the 13th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 in the morning, I'll be up. The US CPI data will be released. And if it comes in lower than 8.5%, could be a good sign. If it comes in lower than 8.1%,
no,
fucking
fucking A.
But
An
the more it
ace.
comes
Oh,
down,
fuck
it will
me,
give the
dude.
Fed less reason to increase rates aggressively.
He's got
And
the
if it's
ace.
above 8.5%,
No,
we're
he's
toast,
got.
but I think we're
What
well
does he
beyond
have? A
inflation. So
straight?
we'll see. But again, remember that connective tissue. That's why we talk about real estate,
Wow.
because even if you're not in real estate, it does impact
Let's
you.
go.
So let's talk about the 30-year, again, on the
A
subject of
straight.
interest
I'm not
sensitivity.
gonna just give
You can
up
see here,
because the guy fucking won once, you know?
maybe 6% 30-year fixed rates is the new normal, and we had a huge
Like he
spike
was
of
following me,
25 basis points
following,
in
and then
one
the
day
ace at
last
some
week.
point,
I think
which
September
made him a
6th,
straight.
massive
You know what I
big
mean?
bump up.
So
And if you have a
I mean, he
$400,000
we're just calling. We're
mortgage
just calling, and
or $400,000 home, your price goes up about
some would say I wasn't
$700,
betting
$800
high enough.
a month. That extra
He got
amount is
lucky in
taken
my
from your
book.
paycheck. And that's on top of a 15% increase in prices. So that is a huge hit to all the people out there that own mortgages. Now, for those who refinanced last year, listen to me, they're fine, because you could have gotten a 30-year fixed mortgage rate at 3%. Now it's more than double, all in less than 12 months. It's ridiculous. So let's talk about a little bit more on mortgage rates, because it does dictate the whole market. This is another article from, I can't even remember where I pulled this. I don't remember. So sorry about that. But it is written by Prashant Gopal, and he speaks about mortgage rates in the US jumped at 5.89%, the highest level since 2008. Again, we're back to 2008, the time of the global financial crisis, which hit right after. And this is also not a good sign. Remember, that 5.89% is different to the one I showed before. That's the 30-year fixed.
The fucking
longer the
ace is
time,
coming.
The higher the rate, but this includes short.
Everybody's mad right now. The fucking ace, man.
10 years, and that's why it's 5.89. So it is very, very
With what,
high.
the queen?
If the Fed hikes more, it could go higher, and we could get up close to that 7%. And a big thank you to Sanjay for sharing. Here you can see the correlation between mortgage rates. As they go up, the sentiment goes down. Direct inverse correlation, and it hurts people. It crushes the housing market, which we'll show you as well. Now, mortgage prices are now 10% higher than pre-global financial crisis.
They write mortgage MTG
adjusted for inflation and mortgage rates. It's a smooth line. If you look
like
at where we
magic.
are, we are 67% higher than we were in 2012, that bottom of the peak, and higher, 10% higher than the before the global financial crisis. This is not good. This means that the cost of funding real estate is more than the financial crisis, which again could be another warning sign that things could come down a little bit. Hoping not. Maybe this time is different, but maybe not. The other thing that's very concerning is MBS. This is mortgage-backed securities. The Fed are moving into a QT approach. The red line there represents the amount of mortgage-backed securities they hold. I covered it before. They own nearly half of all mortgage-backed securities. The banks pretty much own the other half. Once they start trying to sell those, that could impact the market.
You don't have a Jack 3.
And it could make it hard for people to get a mortgage.
I bet Lola because I don't have anything, man.
Expensive. And to put all this in perspective as well, if they
8,
continue
9, I'm
QT
missing a
at this
10.
rate, it will
I don't have
take them,
anything.
I think 6 or 7 years to return to the balance sheet to pre-COVID levels. And these
He knows it.
days,
Well,
6 years.
he probably doesn't
is
either.
an
Maybe a 4 or
eternity.
5.
It's a lifetime. That's 1.5 Bitcoin cycles. And it may as well never happen. And I don't think they're going to be able to unwind all of those mortgage-backed securities. I really don't. I don't see it happening. They've already been struggling over the last couple of months since June, since they started. And relatively speaking, we are starting from virtually 0%, and the Fed's funds rate is up 10 times since they started hiking. So a lot of challenges here as we go forward with the MBS. Now, U.S. home sales, they are down again in July. If you look at this chart, it's pretty graphic. Existing family sales, I think, fell 5% in July, and they're 22% below the Q1 2022 level. I know we've got people
8-6 for the win, baby.
Business. Some of them, thank goodness, they're in markets that are still red hot.
Can I have you put
on average are down? And new single-family home sales were down 10% of the month and 40% below Q1 2022 level, which is quite astounding. And the average home selling price
then I'm going on.
Fell below its list price for the first time since early 2021. It's over a year and a half ago. So that's also a big deal. I know it's slightly under 99.8%.
3-4
These are already
suited underdog.
Prices. If you look around your neighborhood, go to Zillow, whatever, and look at the price reductions on the
That's
house
how I want to win.
in the market. If people list a house and they get no bids within the first 2 to 4 weeks, they cut prices $50K and no bids, cut prices $100K, etc., and go on. And that's the problem we're seeing right now. Let's look at activity. Here's some data which cities are being crushed.
If he goes
right
all
now.
in, I don't know what that means.
Housing sales are down 30.4% year over year. Las Vegas 36.2%.
I'm all in.
Las Vegas.
He has the queen if he follows.
Santa Clara in California, San Diego in California, etc., all in the 30s.
He does.
Big.
I had like 45%, man.
All types of real estate, investment, mortgage.
What the hell?
U.S. commercial real estate.
How the fuck did I have 45% when he matched his queen?
Changed everything. The whole demand for office
45
space has also been crushed in major cities, and non-residential structures investing decreased, I think, about 13-14% in Q2, and spending is down 25% since Q4 2021. And
this is fun.
Nobody wants to go work in an
This is fun, but as you can tell, like
we talked about this a lot.
it gets costly if you pay like $5 a game, or even worse, like $10 a game.
For quite some time into the future until
I'm at 50 cents, $1 per game.
But I also believe they may never change. It might be
re-enter. Of course, we're having a blast.
6% interest rates for a while.
Fuck yeah, man.
Pivots hard. So let's talk about this one as well. Like unemployment numbers, I believe mortgage delinquencies are very much a lagging indicator. And I believe this will uptick in the next month or so. I could be wrong, but it normally happens. You can see the delay between kind of stock market crash and things like delinquencies, like 6, 7, 8 months out. People hold on to their mortgage payments. It's the last thing they stop paying because they don't want to lose their castle. And it's a terrible thing to happen. But I think once it begins to happen, then the government needs to know they have to step in. And that's they do. And in recession news, rising supply plus falling demand equals lower prices. Real simple. The supply of new homes in the US crossed above 10 months in July, its highest level since January 2009. Every single time it's been over 10 months in the past, the US has been in a recession, and this time is no different. I know people draw in the comments below, it's like, we're not in a recession, I'm a truck driver and I'm busy as hell. It's like, no. Every single macroeconomic indicator I look at points to a recession, and I've been talking about that as well for over 3 or 4 months now at this stage. So quick conclusion, everybody, quick one on Saturday morning. First of all, buyer beware for major purchases. Here you can see consumers are literally not jumping in. They are very skittish. No buyers, no bids equals good deals. I talk about wait till November, wait till December, maybe January. Not sure when, but that's when the markets will be bottoming out for real estate and a good time to snap a price. But if we do head into a long-term global recession, that could keep prices capped for a long time, and you don't, timing is everything, but we'll monitor this carefully. So if you're into real estate, subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing this every single month. If you want more, let me know. And finally, I do believe prices will fall. They're falling globally. I said this a month ago. I said this a while back too. But
Me
be
too.
ready for the bottom. We don't know where it is.
I agree.
Real estate is still an awesome hard asset to own. It's part of the
Why it was hard to look at Bitcoin go up.
There is a housing shortage in most sought after areas. Think of places like Austin, Texas, etc., and parts of the Carolinas, and plan your location ahead of time.
Very
Some
strong.
markets will be hot, but good opportunities will be coming around real soon too, all over the world. So hang tough, everybody. I know some people are looking for their retirement homes too. There's some great deals to be had in places like Italy and France, especially with the weak euro, if you're spending dollars. So with that, thank you all for being here. Thank you. If there are any mods in the chat, I don't even know. Good to see you, Benny.
I need to set my
and
button so it's
Java
easier.
And Jeff and all my friends. Thanks all.
I'm
Happy
going in
Saturday. See
slowly
you
because I
tomorrow.
want to draw him
Tomorrow
in.
is the weekly
You know.
Q&A where we answer your top questions. And I can't believe 1,200 people are interested in real estate. Good. You guys will go far. And gals, of course. Thanks all.
I don't want it to be too big. Yeah, I just want him to call, but he didn't. If he had an ace or something else, he would have called, you know. Raise.
People that say the central bank has the tools to kill inflation.
Small foot
We've seen
down.
that before. And he compares himself to Volcker, which
Hopefully people will just accept the 120. Double big blind. I can get in with my 4-3. Whose turn is it?
What's up, you guys?
You want 520?
So with
Fucking
Terra falling
A.
in the past day,
I will
want to know what's
call
happening with
you.
this. Will it recover? Will we
'Cause
see again some of
YOLO.
these higher prices that we saw before? Is the gain over?
He puts in 350, 400,
right?
maybe worse.
All of the above. They're looking at
Check.
answers for these questions.
Check, I'm in
and
trouble
I don't
anyway.
even know why these questions are being asked. I mean, I understand people want to gain something and they want the more quick gain, the quicker gain.
A fold on the
versus,
previous hand was right. I'm just YOLOing.
the long-term process that we're actually looking at here. But it's sort of concerning that so many people have a short-term mindset rather than a long-term mindset.
I'm not concerned, my friend.
People want to see gains right from the start and know that they're in the green.
But the community might be like a bot or fucking.
You know, there's long.
I'm losing my money. I thought you said we would make money.
In the green.
Like right now, they're looking at this little red line and they're like,
it's so tough
fuck
to
you,
invest at the
man.
absolute bottom. I said that there would be a potential that this would pull back, and you know, if it did, you would find a way to get your foot in the door at some of the higher prices, just in case it does run. However, you're not putting all of your investment in there, and now you can see that you have an entry point to enter that investment, maybe with another 50%, or you know, with the whole thing, depending on what you want.
All in.
But either way, it creates more of a long-term.
Oh, he's got the fucking black. He did too. Oh no, you're fucked, man.
Where we were was the highest point of this low area that we've been in. And I think people need to realize that
he had the wrong cards
of this low area, but that's not
to go all in with 6-4 suited. No?
So, anyways, let's talk about, is it going to recover?
Especially when he goes all in, like that's a tell.
I don't know what will happen by the time I post this video. You know, this video may come out at like 8 o'clock or so, and
yes, fold of course for 100.
Down even more. But let's talk about Terra Luna Classic, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the
ace, man, the fucking ace.
Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below.
I guess you got 3 out of 13 chances.
If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, definitely follow me on Twitter. We're almost at 10,000 followers. Don't forget about my
10-7 suited, a little rough,
different spreadsheets and different buy alerts.
But if we see higher suited, we get a better chance. But if we see low suited, it's kind of rough.
Let's have a
somebody else can have the higher suited.
Now, I need to take this box off the screen. Anyways, where we're looking at
this guy, fucking cheap ass.
Currently at 0.0004221. It's down 18%.
Get your butts in.
4 hours. You're gonna see that the high price was 0.0005213. Low price of 0.00039
Make me think you have it.
So we're closer to the low than we are.
I make you think I have it.
In the last 24 hours.
You fold. You fold. Fuck it. You have nothing.
2.5 or 2.6
you call.
trillion.
Check.
$2.6 billion.
You've got your jack again. You want your money? Put 500. You want me to call? You've got a full win. You've got it for sure. All in because you're greedy.
30 really. And that's
Jack.
a great thing that happened for this position.
Double nine. You should have tried harder, buddy.
2.6 billion. This means that even though the price is falling,
get nothing from me.
Seeing, billions of dollars flow through the volume.
What do you think? 8-6 keep?
This is what I want to see. Other people want to see
raise
volume, but sometimes you see a lot of volume.
Maybe just call, get in.
Amount, or not a negative amount of volume, but a negative impact from that volume. So maybe 60%, 70% sell.
Oh my God, BTC right now, dude.
Whatever you're looking at, you're gonna see.
Where are you going
to that volume? And it's totally.
Where are you going, Bitcoin?
It's not something that you need to really harp about.
Oh my God.
It's actually going to.
Dude, if I had like 2 8s right there,
1.2%, and this is
I would have ran that table
if you think about it,
to the ground.
2%.
But right now I need to like steal it.
Higher volumes, let's say $3 million or $3 billion in volume.
Can I pot?
We can burn off quite a bit of dollars, but depending
700.
It all depends on how.
This is another game. If you guys want to get in, you better have something now.
Of the actual coin do we burn off, and by that you have to do.
I'll just take this.
You have to factor
I don't mind.
the price. And when you factor in the higher price, you're burning off less coins. If you factor in a lower price, you're burning off more coins.
It's a tell that I have the 8. Like, it's so easy.
Like that. So
you better not have a 10, you piece of shit.
This is a better situation than where we
you
were at $3
fucking guy.
Dollars and basically burning, or we would have burned.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for the money.
Or $600 per million. Anyways, how are we going to recover from this? Are we going to get to a higher point? Do you want to see it get to a higher point?
Everybody else catched it. Everybody else got it. Oh, he's got the fucking 8, dude.
I do believe that we will make that move. I do believe we will skyrocket up, but in due time. It doesn't need to be a rushed process. We see this where it is at 0.00042. And you see the volume, you see the market cap, you see all the different details.
Great price, 4.2. What did I buy at? 4.44, whatever.
On Instagram, on TikTok, wherever it is, you're seeing all of the interest that's growing.
I'll call you, whatever.
Know that.
Give me 2-6, 2 jacks, 6 jack.
In due time. Don't get impatient with your position and say.
There's like 3 hands in the whole of poker that I can get right now.
It makes sense that you would see a pullback. It really does make sense that you would see a pullback. It doesn't mean
the fucking king, man. I want to get in cheap, dude. Bet, check, whatever.
Now, if you did see it pull back a little bit, you sold it, and it got all the way down to 42.
Look at these weak hands, man.
That's a plus, really.
Give me a 6. Give me a jack.
Avoided all of that loss in between wherever you ended up selling.
Everybody's in. Everybody's got a jack right now,
but it's
or a
difficult
10.
To do something like that because you can't accurately predict exactly where it's going to fall to. It looked like it was going to hold around
predictable. Fuck.
0.05, 5 to 4. So 5-5. Sorry, 5-0 to 5-4 is where
a queen.
Like it was holding.
We're done.
Really
Anybody with a queen?
And then all of a sudden,
I'll call you.
Everything just crashed. So obviously, looking into that, there's
anybody with a queen right now is such a doofus, man.
Or why it fell down and how it's going to get back to normal.
Holy fuck.
We don't need to focus on the fact that it's decreasing now. The 1.2%.
Can you do a straight with an ace?
Been implemented
2?
Yet, right? And whether the 1.2% creates a lot
Does
of
that
volume
count?
Or a little bit of volume. We still don't know of the off-chain transactions if they're going to be taxed or not. But I believe
send that to the cat.
Once it does get implemented and we see the amount that's burning off, that's what will be the catalyst to push this forward. So will we recover? Yes, we will recover. It's going to take a little bit.
Oh, come on, man. Is this bad luck?
Point, but I think
what is this called?
That first large burn, we're definitely
give up
to where we wanted
to. Too scary.
Or where we were, and then where we want to get to. Right.
Thank you.
You know that I haven't made a move. I didn't sell anything yet. Still hold my coins. I'm actually collecting more coins as I hold Lunatics token and stake in Terra Station. So I'm gaining more coins as the days go on. but we just need to take everything we get from the markets right now without the 1.2%, kind of with a grain of salt, I guess. But let me know what you think about this. Are we going to see this pump again? Do you believe that we're going to pump before we get to the 1.2% burn tax? Because technically we have 10 days until we get there.
I'll let these guys
But let
fight.
me know your thoughts. I really don't want to see a pump, but
And
a
I'll
lot
just
of
like
people want this
follow-ish.
to drop a zero, and they don't understand
350.
what happens if you do drop a zero with how much you can actually burn. So, anyways, hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel.
No, I
I'm
had to
gonna get out,
bet.
guys, again.
He
and,
has
I will catch you
something.
guys in the next
Okay,
video.
I didn't do it. I didn't make it. That's all right. We played. We didn't get anything. We didn't pay much. That was fine. Could have been much worse. Hey, this guy with 1,000 views. Let's check it out.
So guys, TV Millie, I'm back with another one. So what's going on with Terra Luna and the overall crypto market, man? That's the question everybody want to figure out. Why did we dump? Why did we take a dump? Yesterday, starting off with Bitcoin and Maxis,
that's such unlucky.
Already not looking forward to the Ethereum merge. Let's talk about it, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, so what's going on with Luna?
Why?
Right here. We do have this descending.
He went in. He went all in with one jack over everything, man. Seriously, man.
Again, this pattern, we're looking at
This guy's mad, man.
I think for people that were
Like, are you serious?
Perfect entry. You feel me? Not saying that it can't go any lower. Let's get that clear. You feel me? It can't.
Bring in the money.
You were looking for the perfect entry, and you
Should I go all in now?
What Luna is working on as far as the community and where it's going in the future. This could be a chance, family, not financial advice, but to DCA and bring your average down if you were one.
I think that's a bad idea, but I'm willing to try it.
At 304, and trust me, no one.
Jacks, oh fuck me, dude.
Inside the community as far as Terra Luna Classic, because we do understand that even with the price,
he had jacks, 3 jacks.
Again, people do believe it will
3 jacks. That's hard to beat.
To be even more effective.
And I didn't hit.
Price goes, so
even if I went all in prior to that with my ace king before the flop, he would still have called me with the right call. Good hand, man. Good for you, man.
We can get a good amount burned through these exchanges and transactions with the burn tax. All right, a little bit of news about the burn tax. So I know everybody was calling for September 12th, even myself, but here I believe we got an official announcement that the burn tax will be enabled around September 20th as confirmed by the Terra Rebels. So join the Discord if you want to get those updates. And as you can see right here again, September 20th is the confirmation for the burn tax. Anywhere around that time, man. 12th through 20th, we will find out. And I know a lot of people is excited because, we all want to find out what's going to happen and how fast these burns can actually be effective. You can see here 71 million Lunk already destroyed by Mex Global. So again, we seen them open up today, open up the their portal with 11 million. Then they followed it up with another 14 million. Then 22 million, and by the 7th it's sitting at 71 million. So you're seeing the growth here from these burns, and this is just one exchange, family. Just imagine Binance, Gate.io, and many more. So what happened in cryptocurrency yesterday? Why did we see the major dump from Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, you can see
some fucking guy yelling outside. Hold on. What is he holding at?
to rebound on the pre-markets here. But what happened was, with the combination of the Dixie chart here, the DXY strength of the dollar sitting at 110, nearing highs.
What do we have? 20 big blinds? Okay.
Russia had cut gas, so Europe is struggling.
20 small blinds? 10 big blinds?
And Russia.
I am late, man.
Natural gas. So you got this energy crisis going over here in Europe, and Russia. Like, okay, look.
Yes, man. Always fresh.
It says the primary cause: Russia has choked off the supplies of cheap natural gas that the continent depended on for years to run factories, generate electricity, and heat homes. That has pushed European governments.
Oh, I can't call that, can I?
For new supplies and ways to blunt the impact as economic growth slows and household utilities rise. So that sparks my interest, man.
He's aggro on the spot.
You're from Europe.
He's going all in.
Know what's going on, man? Is the energy crisis?
Oh, you end up folding, man. What the fuck?
I want to know you guys' opinion.
Such big pots, and then you end up folding. He was hoping for a card.
Area. Let me know, man.
That's too big of a pot. Right, he lost like half his fucking money.
Energy crisis, and last but not least, the Fed pretty much threw out the soft.
Look, he starts with 10,
and now it's pushing for a growth recession, family. So we're due to see more inflation, and well, hopefully slowing inflation, but more unemployment. So as they push more people out of jobs, they're looking to curve the inflation.
Then he goes to 5.7.
The job market did.
He lost 4K hoping for a card.
As far as the stats, so that's why we seen cryptocurrency take a dumpity dump. But again, if we're not at the bottom, we're very near. And for the people that's part of this crypto space, and you've been here this long in the bear market, hey, it seems like we might as well just go ahead and keep going. You know, that's how I look at it. Like,
hold on, I need to find out what's going on.
Like I said, I always say on my channel, this is a journey that I'm taking through crypto, and I'm walking through it with the community and my family,
motherfucker.
so I appreciate it. Let's get it, man. This is the pain we gotta endure, and for me, it's an opportunity because I look at red days as a chance to pretty much get your bag up, man, and put yourself in a better position as far as your averages, especially for something like Terra Luna for the people that felt like, whoa, hey, man, did I miss out? Well, these are the days that you actually buy. And contrary to many beliefs to think like, oh, I'm supposed to buy when it's green and it's on the way up. No, you take advantage and opportunity on a token when it's on its way down. Not to say to catch a falling knife. This is not financial advice, but we've seen from the new Lunk and the Terra Rebels in the community that this token can hold up, and this is just consolidation and a little pain from the macro environment. So if you're looking for an opportunity and a level entry, join Discord. We let you know some good entries up in there, and also understand that we are in a bear market and macro environment, and everything doesn't just go straight up, family. All right, so
head up, figured it out. Just loud teenagers.
So God's TV, I'm out.
Couple of loud teenagers. Why are people so loud? Is it me, or are fucking kids and teenagers so fucking loud these days, man? They're fucking walking around the streets, neighborhood, relax, calm, family neighborhood, and they're like fucking yapping at each other. They're right next to each other. You know, there's no need for it, hence they're loud. Hence why. Hence is that new, you know? Twitch is falling apart. Well. Wanna watch Goose talk about GoldenEye World Records? Oh shit. What is that? 5 months ago? It's a little old. Algorand 1 year ago.
My friends, is Runway 21 possible? If you're at all familiar with this channel or GoldenEye speedrunning, you've surely heard over the last year that 3 of the game's oldest and most common world records, Dam Agent 53, Archives Agent 16, and Bunker 1 Agent 17, have all been improved or untied, all by the incomparable Carl Jobst. In all 3 cases, records initially set
Luna
by
wants to
Brian
run
Bosshart or
Luna's
Arthur
strong
Jansen,
right now.
the game's 2 all-time legends in the
This
year
is like 5 minutes,
2002 or
10 minutes worth.
2003, and records that would eventually go on to be matched by over 100 people. Part of Carl's drive to untie these records was a common
See, I could care
criticism
less
from
what the
outside
number
eyes
is.
that, oh, you know,
Most likely
GoldenEye
gonna
is
be
a
over
bad
4.
speed game because it has these records rounded to the full second, which are tied by 100 people. It's not even real
BTC, dude. BTC,
or whatever
dude.
they might have said. And Carl wanted to stifle this opinion by slaying these records, which he did.
Who fucking
However,
what?
one similar record remains on the rankings.
I call you.
Agent
It's like
22
about a quarter of my pot.
originally set by
But
Brian
look at the
Bosshart,
colors.
March 9th, 2004,
Give me some green.
and eventually tied by
Wow, that's
119
ass.
people and counting since then. So the question must be asked, is Runway 21 possible? While the numbers, the boosts, the speed, the pace needed for the 3 aforementioned records all added up before the runs were finally executed by Carl Jobst, Runway 21 is still a bit of an enigma. Let's start by looking at Boss's original
I want to win with this.
run.
Call.
First thing you're going to see is Boss pick up 10 grenades, which are located immediately to the left of where Bond spawns. So he picks these up, he throws one.
He's gonna
right
bully
here
us out of it.
at the door of this hut.
Got the
Hits
big pot. He's gonna put 3,000 or some bullshit.
him as he leaves the hut.
Oh,
Now he enters the
fold.
main
Okay.
stretch of the runway. He throws 3 grenades up in the air, gets 1 boost,
He had
2
nothing.
boosts, a guard boost, and a 3rd
I
grenade
have a
right there.
2.
He throws up 2 more
I have a
grenades,
2.
and he will get 2
You
more
have
grenade boosts
nothing.
right here.
Thank you.
7 total boosts down the runway. He will watch the plane take off, and in a moment he will reveal his Runway Agent 22 second run. We can assume that this is a pretty high 22-second run, 22.8 or 0.9, but it's impossible to get an exact figure because it was recorded on VHS in the year 2004.
He's probably got a pair.
Now, before we continue and figure out if we can cut that extra 0.99 seconds, we have to talk about 2 things: boosts and grenades.
Look at that. Oh my god.
So
What?
a boost, I don't think I've ever explained this concisely in a video before, but a boost is when you take damage from behind you, which increases your speed for a very short period of time. If
What
a
did I
level is a
have?
perfectly straight line and you took one source of damage and hence boost directly behind you at some point on that line,
Oh,
the boost would
fucking A,
save
man.
around 0.3
What is this
seconds
all
of ignition.
in?
So it's become
He's got to go somewhere. He's got to do something, man. What is this all in?
By hoping guards will shoot you from behind.
If he's
or
not
by
called, I'll
dropping
call him.
explosives right behind you.
Oh.
This is what we call a self boost.
Shit.
But you see, not
Yay.
all boosts are equal. If the boost hits you at an
What
angle
the
not
fuck?
exactly in line with the direction of your speed, it won't save the full perfect boost, 0.3 seconds. And if you take damage to your front, the damage will slow your momentum, losing about 0.3 seconds in what
That's
we
what
call
happens when you
back
got
boost,
13 cards.
backwards. So
Like,
how do we self-boost
like
on
the
run?
odd of getting
Well, the
1 out of
first and
13 cards
simplest
that you
one
need is
simply
quite
drop
high.
a
That's
grenade outside
like
the door of the hut,
8%,
so it
and you get
explodes
to
right
like
through
see
exit,
3-4 cards like
boost.
that.
Grenades have about a 5-second fuse.
I thought
on
I
them,
won.
And this one, simply you press Z to drop or throw it, and the timing is just such that when you leave the hut on a good pace,
I'm good.
if the grenade dropped in the right spot,
Currently,
it'll
I'm
blow
playing
up
too
just in
hard.
time to give you a nice boost.
Hey,
Now,
I'm
here
number
are the
30.
more complicated boosts, throwing grenades up into the air. The reason this gets complex and skill intensive is that
If there's another one at
Bond
50
cannot
cents, I don't
shoot,
mind.
slap or throw an explosive while taking damage, which he does while getting boosted. So the simplest way to
33
boost yourself on
cents.
the runway is to
Like,
look down at the ground, hold
confirm.
or prime the grenade for 3.5 or 4 seconds, release it, and it'll blow up just behind you. But if you get hit while priming the grenade, you will release it prematurely, resulting in it blowing up somewhere else.
There's not much action right now because BTC is blowing, I think.
Get 2 boosts down the runway, which isn't even enough for 22 seconds. So the more advanced technique is to throw the grenades up in the air, what we call juggling.
Let's wait it out.
Grenades.
I don't see why. Where are you going, Bitcoin? Like, you've got fucking
under a second,
depression coming over, so where are you going?
Very slightly look down and throw another, and then very slightly look down again and throw the third grenade. If done correctly and getting some luck, as there is some variance in how the grenades will land and bounce, you can.
I find that cool. Like, it's not too hard to do that. You just throw them correctly.
But why can't you throw 4 grenades?
And nowadays we have like save. You can save in the middle of like a frame, and you can come back to that frame and try again. It's not too hard to do.
You see, if you try throwing a 4th grenade, you'll be throwing.
Man, is it just me or I'm bad lucky, man?
Boosted from the first grenade. This makes it
I haven't hit anything, I think, since I've sat down.
To get off a 4-nade juggle with 4 clean boosts, and certainly impossible to get off 5.
The type of play I make makes me win, but just bad luck.
Nade boosts, it's much less likely you will get the already rare guard boost Boss got in his 22. No instance of 5 clean boosts here has ever been recorded. So you might as well throw the 3 clean ones and hope for the rare guard boost. Then as soon as this grenade boost sequence is done, you look up and throw some more. But here you can really only throw 2, maybe 3, but you literally run out of runway. You know, if you throw the 3rd grenade, it usually won't even blow up before you enter the plane. So the best you can hope for is really 2 grenade boosts and a guard boost, or 1 nade boost and 2 guard boosts. Either way, 3 total boosts. And here is an example of a 4 grenade first pattern by a player.
That's not a bite, that's a car.
But you can see that you just don't have enough time on the second half of the runway to get another 3 boosts.
How are you still alive?
Berg also points out that the 4th grenade has to be thrown late enough.
He's dead. He's fucking dead.
In front of you before you reach
wow,
it, thus
he made it.
You, but early enough that it doesn't get caught by the explosion from the first nade.
I'll call you.
Even seem like the payoff is worth it.
Can we get more people in?
So let's start looking at runs and doing the math. Boss's original 22 has 7 boosts. So do the following 22s by
Did somebody hit their 10?
Bauer, performed 2 years later in 2006. However, in November 2006, I became the 4th person to achieve Runway 22, and did so with only 6 boosts.
If you hit, you call. Or go all in. There you go, he hit. What do you think he hit, chat? 2, 3, or 10? I think he hit
22 overall in May 2007.
10, and it took him forever to call.
Only 6 boosts.
And he's got nothing.
People who tied 22
oh, fuck me, man. I'm so bad lucky, dude.
7 boosts. It's fair to assume that the 6 boost 22
this is so bad.
As high as technically possible. You know, 22 seconds and 29 out of 30 frames, or 22.97, give or take 1 or 2 frames, or a couple of hundreds. A couple things would happen in 2010 to 2012.
Is it okay if you win 1 out of 13 games?
Using a control style which takes inputs from 2 controllers. This being because the inputs for the second controller count in the opening cutscene. You can, in a way, charge your speed by holding movement on the second stick and begin levels at full speed, thus saving 0.35 seconds, or just about the same value of 1 boost. Boss was able to use the 2.x control style to get 22 on Secret Agent.
These strats, man.
Historically 1 second slower, because you have to make this slight right turn to throw a grenade and destroy the Objective B missile battery. This turn only costs maybe 1/10 of a second.
Where's my hand?
But just enough time to make 22 on Secret Agent incredibly difficult. This record shocked me at the time because only 16 people had 22 on Agent, so to do it on Secret Agent was just mind-blowing. But you can see how the 2.x control style has impacted the level ever since, now with over 100 people tying 22 on Agent since that time. In 2014, Mouser Scribe would become the first person to tie 22 on Secret Agent, and he would do so with only 5 boosts.
Luna C does not want to go much more lower than 43, frankly. Sometimes 41, 40.
But here's the thing, if 22
it has such support at 43,
and we
like hard as rock.
7 boosts, like in Boss's original 22 on Agent.
It might break because people are interested in Bitcoin, but
22.4 is definitely possible.
Momentarily.
So where can we cut the rest of the time? One theory is to attempt to get 2 boosts at the Ignition Key Hut. There have been a couple
I'll raise once,
for this,
because it's kind of a bigger amount, like people see like black chips, you know, 100 each.
Boosts you through the initial portion.
It has like that effect.
Explosion, where you get a boost leaving that one.
Maybe calling would have been a little smoother.
It requires you to start priming the second grenade right after you throw the first, and hope the first lands and explodes in the perfect spot to cause you to release the second
Hold his V has nothing on the big blind.
And with perfect timing.
He's gonna call.
Both are viable, and in fact, newcomer Carl M, aka Bad Carl, has used a double hut boost on his 22 agent. A 2-3-2 pattern 7.
I'm all in
run.
with high ace.
Take a 5 boost run, a 22.97, and add 3 good boosts. Each one saving
easy game, boys.
Seconds.
Easy game.
We're still at an extremely low 22, 0.0 or 0.1. Is it possible to get one more boost to cement a theoretical runway?
I'll call here.
So we know you can get 2 boosts at the start.
Cheap bastard.
We know you can get 4 boosts in the middle stretch of the runway, and we know you can get 3 at the end. That's 9 boosts. That's it. Runway 21 is possible. Or is it? Not so fast, you see. There are hundreds of Runway 22
He's sitting out. What?
Which I've been doing with a number of fellow leaders over the past few days. And
I got a 4. I'm all in just for the fuck of it. I'm so fucking aggro, man.
As well as the 3 boost second grenade pattern. It's either 4 and 2 or 3 and 3. For some reason,
I can't let them have cards because they probably don't have any.
On the runway itself. One explanation for this is that if you get the rare guard boost like Boss's original 22, that guard cannot hit you again by the time you enter the plane due to the
they got it right there. As soon as I called, they're like, oh, I see what you're doing.
On the agent difficulty. And if you only get 3 boosts from the first grenade law pattern, it's he who boosts you during the second grenade law pattern. So you can only get one or the other, 4 and 2 or 3 and 3. And again, you literally run out of runway to get a 3rd grenade boost second pattern. So if you're relying on the 2 boost hut start, plus the boss 4 boost first pattern, plus a 3 boost end, you simply don't have enough time to get all the grenades off. One more thing to consider.
I can't push off 3 other players.
A normal boost will elevate your speed temporarily.
I'm not even trying.
Your normal
I could have.
Movement speed to normal plus
you
1
can bet 200 and everybody folds.
Period of time.
But
before decelerating back to normal movement speed. However, if you get
if they all fold back to me,
okay,
then I will. But fuck it.
So far, your movement speed goes from normal to normal plus 1 boost unit speed to normal plus 2 boost unit speed before decelerating back to normal. And this is actually faster than if you were to get 2 separate boosts spaced apart. Jimbo was the beneficiary from such a double boost on his 22 secret agent, achieved
double boost
this year, coincidentally just a day before his wedding.
The real thing, you can actually get higher speed.
Got it. I don't think it's a 5 boost run.
Got 22 is the world record. The world.
Instead of saving the 0.6 from 2 individual boosts, this might save 0.7
if
or
they don't
0.8.
raise, I get in
it
cheap.
It might be possible that 21 could happen with a theoretical 2 boost hut start plus 4 boost first pattern plus double boost ending, 8 total boosts. However, this double boost is more or less impossible on Agent due to the statistically programmed inaccuracy of Agent Guard's shots. And on Secret Agent, where you have to turn to
if we get an 8 to 10, a jack, 8 and 10 is good. Plus, get a jack. We don't have a chance for this.
So, as a basic conclusion,
750 to weed them
For
out.
runway 21 to be possible,
Even if we get a
are
tree,
there, or at least should be there. But because
like
of technical
possible.
challenges, they can't all be assembled.
If someone goes all in
Runway
here,
Agent 21
they have the
Super
9,
Run.
they have the 7.
It's like we just need one
They might
more
have a
thing
spade.
to click them all together, and for someone to personally
They might have a pair.
GoldenEye glory.
Might have 2
We've
pairs.
chatted a lot about Runway 21 in the Elite over the past couple days while I've been making this video. Boss pointed out that this seems
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a lot.
And
A lot of
big part the reason I want
possibilities.
to make this video is to see if it can spark
Do
more
I want
interest
to get him
develop
in
or any fresh
a
eyes
little
to maybe
bit?
fit the final puzzle pieces
That's too
together.
much. I should have
There
bet.
have been
Okay,
so many new
he's in.
players in the past year or two who have
I
come
don't have it, do I?
made an impact.
No, I
discovered
needed
new
8 or
strategies
something.
That could really
Heck.
beat anyone who finds the something that results in Runway 21.
He got 7, yeah.
But on the other hand, it's possible that this is it. The
There was
last
like a few
unbreakable
cards I
record
could have had,
standing from the
but then he
Brian
won,
Bosshart
and then he
Ryan
won with the
Jensen
7.
era.
Yeah.
And we may still be here in 5 or 10 or 20 years, realizing that Runway Agent 22, set by Brian Bosshart in March 2004, is the final frontier of GoldenEye speedrunning. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you
Goose is always good at making videos. Got a passion for GoldenEye. You had a call with Nick? You serious?
Make sure you watch this video to the very end for all the crazy details. Question I asked you because I had heard that
Where is he
Corey
going?
stabbed you.
Yes.
I don't think I
that,
can
That
go.
is true. Quite a few times. I got twice in the head and like 5 times in the back.
So twice in the head, 5 times in the back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, it's Ticket Mel, and I'm bringing you guys an update with the story. I spoke with Nicholas Hansen, and
this guy here.
There's a lot of information I was told behind the scenes from somebody else, but then also our off-record conversation. This story is just kind of everything that was put out is really not, apparently. And what I wanted to do first is play the news clip conversation with Nicholas, because I know people out there on the internet tend to think that I just make up calls, that they've never experienced speaking with families of situations, that everything has to be doctored or somebody calls in it's fake. So I want to play this first, and then we'll get to the audio recording with me and Nick.
Solely hopscotch across the country, and we'll go town to town to town, and we go to church regularly now, which is a new thing for both of us. Weekly we go to church, and 99.9% of the time I can find side work in a church.
Nick Hansen said that they have no plans to return to Maine, saying they left a toxic situation.
So this is in Maine, which is close to New Brunswick. It's just under. This lady here with her child are gone. And that's the ex-boyfriend. She was fiancéed with fucking someone else. She is gone. The ex-boyfriend is gone. The fiance doesn't know what's going on. They thought maybe something happened to them.
Hey.
Next thing you know, a month later, they're all like at Walmart. They're buying things. Police are searching for them. They're not calling anyone. Big thing.
Can you hear me?
And then finally they're like, yeah, we're just decided to do this and live, and we're not telling anyone. And
Here, is that better?
Testing. Okay, a lot better.
this is the ex-boyfriend now.
It's still there, but it's low.
The guy who ran with the girl and her daughter or whatever.
Appreciate you reaching out. I know a friend of yours reached out, and then we got in contact. This is going to be on the record recorded, and then we can have an off the record conversation after. But I just was wondering, man,
where are you going, you fucking filthy fucker?
About what's going on.
Where are you going with 1,200 and bullshit?
Horrible, crazy.
You're gonna get fucking bullied around this table here? What do you guys? Who do you guys think you are?
Make me out to be.
Huh?
I mean, this whole taking off thing wasn't.
You better have
even
2 aces.
my
Throw me
idea.
2 9s.
I mean, she asked me to get her out of a bad situation, and I've loved this girl for ever since day one. So,
King,
I mean,
give me the
whatever
look I'm
whatever
deserved.
she's ever asked me,
Okay.
I do for her. And
Re-enter. 30 cents.
Everybody just seems to think like I'm forcing her to do
I'm back.
something, and
I'm
it's
back.
the furthest thing from the truth.
And this was planned, right? What you?
Yo, this girl is fiancéed with this fucking other guy. She decides to leave with his ex, or her ex. What? People make choices like that in their lives, and they just fucking decides to cut ties and fucking what? And then the cops are looking for you. The whole state is looking for you. You're not calling anyone for a month. Like, this has nothing to do with you. I don't have to call you. And
You guys leaving?
Yeah, I mean, it was a last minute plan.
But he fucking woke up and decided to man up about it and say, look, we're here, we're fine.
But it was a planned thing.
And you guys are safe, Lydia and Jill and
Oh yes. We got.
I don't know if he had anything to tell anyone, but she did for sure. She had to tell her parents. She didn't do that. You know, she had to tell her fiance that it wasn't what she wanted. She didn't do that. Like, talk about not taking responsibility. Like, sure, it's your life, it's your choice, but everybody's involved, right? Somewhat. And the cops are looking for you.
A place right
the
now,
parents are they're torn apart. They don't know what's going on. They think you might be fucking dead. What happened to their grandchild? What about responsibilities? Don't you have to?
Can get counseling and stuff.
She has another kid also.
Okay, I was talking to somebody today.
It's not the best way to do things. That's all. She has the right to do it if she wants, but it's not the best way to do things.
People have said, as far as the relationship that she had with Corey, he described it as a perfect relationship, and I'm hearing that's not.
That's the look I need, man.
Yeah, that.
Can you give me some of that,
their
please?
Timelines, even Ron's timelines, don't
I'd like some of
add
that,
up,
please.
because when Lydia was born, I was living there at the house, and then 2 months later, the alleged DV happened, which is way blown out of proportion there.
Between you and Joe.
Then, yeah.
Okay, you.
He's fucking sus. He's like,
I
this is
rolled over in
fucking
my
sus.
seat, and when that happened,
2-5,
she
yeah.
yelled. And I'm not going to get into great detail of her past and stuff like that, but I know she's been hit before. I jump out of bed, and when I jumped out of bed, I whacked her again on accident. And that's when Ron came in and started yelling, and the little baby was there, and everything got blown out of proportion, and he was the one that called the cops. And no matter what Jill told the cops, they wouldn't believe her, and my ass got taken to jail.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks a lot like that's the situation with these two. Like, he lost custody of his child because of some bullshit violence, blah blah. Now they're together. They're running away with the child together. It's their child. I don't know. It just looks like they're running away from circumstances.
I heard.
They just want to have their thing. I don't understand why she's fucking fiancéed with someone, and she won't call her fam. Like, after a while, it's like, look, sure, maybe society fucks up a little bit, but what is this? You know,
there was a situation with her and
what is
Corey.
this about?
Yes.
A DV thing too.
I know of that situation.
That's not nice.
Because I saw the bruise.
You know,
on
the
her.
parents are scared, you know, for like a month or two or 3 by now. I don't
I was
know.
wondering too.
There's nothing nice about that.
So what was the reason?
If it's not mean,
you guys leaving?
If anything,
She couldn't take it anymore. She told me that she was done, that nobody was ever going to let
the
us be
fiance.
a family again. And I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard and seen about my daughter's daughters. I don't even like
We're
calling them my
fucking
sisters. I
screwed,
haven't talked
guys,
to
with
them in
today's
years,
luck. We're
but
in fucking
the
trouble
whole
right
stuff
now.
about my kids, there's
He
a lot of
folds.
backstory in
He
there,
calls the king.
you
I've
know?
got the king
Some of
9.
it's true. Yeah, I did have an
What
alcohol
is
problem.
this?
I don't anymore. You know,
We split. Oh, I'm
but
cool with that.
I've never been abusive. Drugs is the furthest thing from, and I can take a piss test any day, any time of the week. You know, like same with Jill. Like, we don't do drugs.
Right.
I mean, unless unless you count pot as drugs, but I mean, it's legal.
I'm down.
The cops, they had a video chat with you guys?
We did a video chat first, and as soon as we got off the video chat, which they had already contacted them, they were already on the way to our location, and we called the local PD and had them, told them our location. Like, yeah, we're already on our way. We've already talked to the detective, and we met with them. They actually took me completely away from her and put me in the back of the cruiser, and then talked to her by herself.
Yeah.
So, like, if I was forcefully keeping her or she was scared, I was in the back of the cruiser. Like, all she had to say is, I want to go home, and my ass would have gone to prison for a very long time, and she would have been back in Maine if that's where she wants to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So cops actually did see you guys in person. They separated you guys.
Oh,
they
yeah,
spoke.
I sat right in the back of the cruiser, cuffs on, until they got to the bottom of it.
Oh.
I was stuffed and cuffed, and he's like, "I'm only
800 with the eights. I'm pulling this home, baby.
Do what you got to do."
Fuck, he's got it.
Wow. Okay.
Can't bluff this guy. He has the 8.
And what about her? Her son.
You have a jack, or you don't have
heartbroken.
dicks. Right, fold.
She's heartbroken, and she hopes one day he'll understand and forgive her. But right now, she knows he most likely hates his mother, but she didn't know what else to do.
And was this like a safety thing too? Her leaving?
I don't know if a call is right. All in.
But she was supposed to move in with Corey. Right?
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh, okay. Has she been?
I think there's more to the whole story there that she's not even relaying to me.
Okay.
But
we're gonna pull. Do we pull that money? Yeah. Do we go all in?
What's been told to me,
it's a tough call,
and
but
the hours we spend on the phone and all.
Fine.
That. Like, I know my part. I don't know their part.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
No, I've been begging her to at least talk to somebody.
And you get the key.
I mean, she had a long talk with the police, and without me around, she's still in contact with the detective from Maine, checking in with him and stuff like that. So, but
go ahead, guys, double your pots.
Some kind of statement, but she doesn't want to. Like, she feels like a D-bag enough about all of this. I'm like, well, people do deserve some kind of explanation, about why. I mean, you don't even have to go into great details. I'm trying to keep some details out of this stuff.
Right. I understand that, because a lot of the things that I was told too, I was kind of told not to repeat it. So I was just thinking I'm not even really asking.
You're right. And if I'm on record, I'm trying to keep that in mind.
Right.
Oh, 2 ways, man. Good for you.
The thing too, because I was
the super rockets.
That's been talking to a lot of people. Like, she's kind of involved.
Hey,
I don't know if you would know.
Good
this answer,
for me.
Maybe Jill would know this. You could. The person said you could ask her which sister got her foot.
They're not worried about me
on her birthday, and by who. I don't know if
Can I get a call? Anyone?
You might not know that. She'd probably know that. So you can maybe get back to me in email.
I get it.
Hey, I swear, if you,
I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I'm gonna double check with her.
Okay.
But I can email or text you that.
Or text me. Yeah.
That.
Okay. And you guys are safe. And
yes.
And Lydia's safe. And you guys actually spoke with cops directly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like I said, I was sitting in the back of the cruiser, with cuffs on me, until they got to the bottom of it and talked to her by herself.
Okay. And she's not talking to her family at all. Like, anybody's.
Everybody's shocked. Like, what the heck?
She wants to cut all ties right now. In the detective she's been communicating with. Even
That's cool with me. It's just the way you do it.
One of her sisters, and she.
You got the whole state involved.
Has contact.
You want to cut ties with your family, but you got the whole state involved in the process.
Okay.
Something unwise
She
happened.
friends either? I guess her friends wanted to talk to her. She's not talking to her.
For sure. Look at Bitcoin running.
No,
dude.
I keep telling her talk to somebody, anybody, you know. But she said the only person she'll talk to is the detective.
Jack 7 for the win on the button. What are y'all doing?
And like I said, I got her. We're getting her signed up for counseling.
Get me out of here.
We didn't find out about how bad this was blown up until just the other day, and because we shut all of our phones off and
a 7, a Jack,
you know, just heading cross country. I mean, and we haven't even been hiding. We go to church every week.
I can re-enter.
You know, I work
for 30 cents.
We go to stores, like, and nobody mentioned it to us until the people we were staying with. They're like, "You guys are all over the news." We're like, "What do you mean?" And they brought up all the articles. And
well, as soon as you're on the news, like, don't you fucking try to fix this?
And like, all right, we need to get a hold of somebody. So we got a hold of the local news station and sent. Luckily, I don't delete anything. I'm a lazy person. I got messages from the day Jill and I first started talking almost 7 years ago.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you reaching out. And yeah, I guess text me when you have a chance that answer. Because this person wanted to verify. Because she said this is something only Jill would know. Probably.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's really cool how he got to chat with them. Not at their news station necessarily, but
ask her which sister.
His name is Ikid Mel. He likes to follow the developing stories.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, I can text you the question too.
Very interesting.
No, that what I could remember.
Okay.
So.
Is there anything else, man, that you want to put out there publicly? Just like you guys. So she's not being like held against her will. They're safe. You guys are just working, and you just want to be private.
Right. Yeah, and she ran from, you know, bad things. You know, I mean, why would a mother do something? You know, that's what everybody's got to think in the back of their head. And I can actually, where I got your contact info, I can send you a couple messages. I'm sure you'll have like what her cell phone number is. It'll have her number on it and stuff like that. Show you some messages so you can tell everybody like this wasn't even Nick's idea, and he's not lying. Oh, because I'm sure you can ask somebody, you know, hey, what was her cell phone number, by the way, when her phone was on? So, and you can get that information. And you can be like, all right, this guy is not the evil monster that I'm being portrayed as. I mean,
That's the thing.
Far from.
That's true.
Got a perfect
Getting
record.
shit in the wrong light.
I'm going to screw up. We all make mistakes in life, but you know, I'm learning from my mistakes, and I'm trying to be better, not worse.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that, Nick, man.
Yeah, they want to make a change in their life. So.
And I'll end the recording here.
Call you.
It's on record.
So okay, I'm re-recording just to add this part.
Yep.
And the question.
Look, man, I have cards too, man. You know, fucking yeah, man.
Yes. That
everybody has something.
And I was the one that actually got a
that
hold
is nuts.
of the police about it.
They want the square. They want different things.
I fought for my life. This man's a lot bigger than me.
I could get an 8. I could get a queen. They could have a queen. They could have kings. They could have ace. They could have 2 pairs. They could have 5, 5, 5, 6, 6,
we were together. We were doing our family thing.
Who are you? Who are you with your 2 5s?
Messaging.
Why do I get nothing?
I did send.
Everybody got something, and I got nothing every time. Fucking king, queen.
Stop ruining the family.
I think I'm winning.
Yada, yada, yada. I don't think it was that nice. I was probably angry about it, heat of the moment, but general idea. That's what I said. And then her mother was in the hospital. We had been.
At least it didn't crash. So thank you for not crashing.
I was working nights at a time. I busted my ass. Got out of work early, stopped at a store, picked her up some flowers and everything she'd want for the day. And we were gonna hang out. I was gonna help her around her parents' house, cleaning the house. And So I show up early.
What do we have
And
here?
I'm like, hey,
I don't
I'm coming
know.
up. And she runs down over the
Confusing.
stairs
There's so many
and tells me, no, don't go
different
upstairs.
like consoles.
So I did go around her because I instantly
And
knew he
Escape
was up there.
fucking
It's the only one
quits
reason
the
she's
fucking
telling me not to go
program.
upstairs. I go up there to confront him. As I come around the corner, he football tackles me to the ground and proceeds to attempt to stab me. He did get me quite a few times. He got twice in the head and like 5 times in the back.
So twice in the head, 5 times in the back?
Yes, sir.
Holy crap. And the person that I'm talking to, she told me that does match the amount of what she's heard, that you've been stabbed that many times and not many people have that information. So he was trying.
Why are you getting stabbed though?
Yeah. And I'm a little guy.
Some people see themselves being stabbed and fighting someone with a knife. I don't even see that.
I'm 142 pounds soaking wringing wet. You know,
Online
I'm not a big
updater?
boy. Like if you wanted to fight me, why didn't you go fist to cuff like old school?
I don't know.
You know, so he convinced
I'll
her to
download
say
the
I came
index.
up there with a hammer because I am also a carpenter. I always have carpentry tools in my vehicle.
What if
I
he's a
still
good guy
do
that just
because
wants
that's
to
what I've
get
been doing,
better, you know,
hip-hop
better
and
his
across
life?
the country, doing carpentry side jobs.
This is very useful
I'm good at it.
conversation
Done
with
it for over
Ikadmel
20
right
years.
now. Very useful.
Told the
A lot of
police
people are
that
going to be interested in this. I can see this
came at him
one
with a
being
hammer, and it was self-defense, but his knife
up in the
fell out of
top
his
10
pocket.
maybe
Well, they didn't
of his
believe it,
content.
but they said if we both drop charges, they'll drop charges. 2 hours later, I get a call from Sanford PD that I allegedly stabbed his tire, and I left town. When I got done talking with the cops, I headed north and met up with my sister-in-law and went to my brother's and sister-in-law's house for a couple of days. And then to this day, I still believe he stabbed his own tire.
He stabbed his own tire.
If I'd slashed his tires when I left, wouldn't the cops notice flat tires on his vehicle when they're right there?
Jesus.
Why would they wait 2 hours?
Right.
Bitcoin, dude. Even if I want to buy back my Bitcoins,
I'll take that off record now.
it costs like $20 to make a transaction.
No, that's it.
So there's a couple of things that I want to touch on. Like I did verify the secret question. He answered it in a text, and then I sent it to the person that's been covering this situation, has contact with her friends and etc., and has been talking to Ron. And this person confirmed that he answered.
Holy shit, that's his text messages. The guy we heard with Jill, which is the mother, and the girlfriend. You know, cash I can get. So yeah, I will be fucked if you come back. Could you leave tonight? I could, but car isn't reg, so be a huge risk getting pulled over. We'll fix in a couple hours. Just wanted plates legal so we don't get stopped. We don't get stopped. The full conversation, like he didn't just fucking grab her and told her what to do. Like they're planning. This is all voluntary. Now this is coming out, and it had to come out, right? Because of the situation, the bad light shed on him. And you're telling me it would be different tomorrow? Actually, I don't know. I have a tent. Where are you going, Luna? Where are you going? Yes, because I'm registering it tomorrow morning. The car. I promised you that I would be ready, not letting you down this time. Car is going to be done today, and I will have it registered tomorrow. If not, then we will just do it. Brandon's getting picked up. Raiden getting picked up later tonight. What if we took the 10, set it,
etc., and has been talking to Ron? And this person confirmed that he answered the secret question correctly. He had to ask Jill because he didn't even know it himself. And so he also did send me the text messages like he said he was going to send. I also verified the phone number, which I'm not going to share here. But I verified that this is actually Jill's phone number. And it says here, from what I can see, cash, can I guess? So yeah, I will be effed if I come back. Then says, could we leave tonight?
What am I working
or could
for?
you leave tonight? Says I could, but car isn't reg, so be a huge risk getting pulled over, registered. We'll have fixed in a couple hours. Just wanted plates legal, so we don't get stopped. And so she says, and you're telling me it wouldn't be different tomorrow? I have a tent. And says, yes, because I'm registering it tomorrow morning. I promise you that I would be ready, not letting you down this time. Car is going to be done today, and I will have it registered tomorrow. If not, then we will just do it. Then it looks like she says, Braden's getting picked up later tonight. What if we took the tent, set it up somewhere, and you got it registered, then we all left? Sooner we're out, the better. I don't want to get cold feet and have myself going nuts every 2 minutes. I can't take it anymore. Jill here, and so it says, I guess this from him first.
What is she
More than
saying?
2 minutes. I can't.
She's nagging. I want to know what she's nagging about. What if we took the tent, set it up somewhere, you got it regged, and we all left? Sooner we out, the better. I don't want to get cold feet. So that's just a saying, meaning I'm going to change my mind and have myself going nuts every 2 minutes. She was like bothered at home, kind of. I don't know what's going on. Probably didn't have her own place. Lived with her parents. That was kind of heavy, I suppose. Parents love her. Sometimes parents can be like heavy, you know, bothering.
Can't take it anymore. Yeah. Jill here, and
parents been doing parents things since their parents, like 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
Actually happening. It better, or I do it on my own. I'm done, been done for a long time now. These phones have to be thrown into the river too. I know we both have been, and
who says that? Who says that? These phones have to be thrown to the river too. Damn, she says that. That's the part I don't get. Like, leave a note or something. Unless she fucking hates them. You know, hates everyone around her. But at this point, if you hate them because they're abusive, you know, when you don't even owe anyone you love or who loves you an explanation because they're abusive or something, you know.
Yes, I already thought of that, because even
no, it's fucked up.
Off, they can track them, but you have no idea how excited I am.
I mean, he talked with the father and it was like a normal conversation.
It'll just look like you're coming to see her and we'll take her to the store and just be gone. Perfect. I love this plan. This better be effing working. It is going to work. We always make things work, and there will be no turning back once I pick you up. I know.
So there's also, I don't know, part of it is like an adventure. It's adventurous. They're both in it together, coaxing each other, you know, falling on this track together.
Wow. The other thing that I wanted to add to this video is this
Bonnie and Clyde type of thing.
And this is from the Sanford, Maine Police Department. And they had mentioned here, it says 7/2/2022, the Sanford Police Department in collaboration with several municipal, state, federal.
Even if I want to buy like $120,
Nicholas, Jill, and Lydia.
Look at the fee, dude.
Springvale area.
If the fee's $5, I'm doing it. But the fee is going to be like 20.
Area canvassing. By land and air, a thorough media/social media information campaign conducted extensively by the National Center for Missing and Endangered Children. On 9/6/2022, contact was made with each party. Detectives spoke with all parties via phone and video chat. The Sanford Police Department can report that each party is unharmed and safe, and no evidence of criminal behavior has been observed. We also had verification that there were.
Why is it $3?
That they were safe from local. That they were still from local law enforcement who met with them in person. That's important, and that corroborates the story that he told, that he was like in the back seat and the police came there and like questioned them or spoke with them and separated them. At the involved parties' request, no information as to their location or motive for departing the Springvale area will be disclosed, though we now have a lot more information than is publicly available. That has been told to us by Nick. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and thank you for the people that have reached out.
As long as it's not the merge, we can run as much as you want.
And off the record information. I hope you guys
Review
have a great
transaction
day.
USD
Like, subscribe, turn on
120
bell notifications, and
BTC super small fee.
I'm down. Why is the fee so low? Yesterday the fee was like $20 to do the same thing.
Today we're going to talk about Chloe Ayling. She's a British fashion model, and in 2017 she was kidnapped. Greg, why don't you tell us about the videos we're going to see?
These interviews are with Ian from 60 Minutes.
Literally
Australia,
yesterday it
and
was
she's telling a story of where she was kidnapped when she went to a photo shoot, held as a hostage,
was literally
sold
like
as a sex slave, and then let out
7 times
on
more.
some kind of a control release program where she would pay back the money.
She thought it was Andre's
Today we're going to talk about Chloe Ayling. She's a British fashion model, and in 2017 she was kidnapped. Greg, why don't you tell us about the videos we're going to see?
These interviews are with Ian from 60 Minutes Australia, and she's telling a story of where she was kidnapped when she went to a photo shoot, held as a hostage, going to be sold as a sex slave, and then let out on some kind of a control release program where she would pay back the money.
Okay, that's too fast for me, dude. I'm just thinking about something else and I lose it. But the money's flowing out of these a little bit, put back into BTC, I think. And but it's not like super dipping. It may look like a lot to most people, but if you look at the 30 minutes, it hasn't budged, you know. You have a dip to like 4 or 5. Same for all of them.
She thought it was Andre's studio.
Can you do that again?
60 Minutes Australia, and she's telling a story of where she was kidnapped when she
was kidnapped.
She went to a photo shoot.
He went to a photo shoot.
Held as a hostage, going to be.
He was held as a hostage, going to be
sold as a sex slave.
Going to be sold as a sex slave, okay. Like, it would be told that within the first 5 minutes of meeting somebody who's abducting her. I don't think so, but let's keep going.
And then let out on some kind of a control release program where she would.
Let out? What does that mean? Control release program?
Paid back the money.
You have to pay back the money. What? AKA she had to do money for them, which would explain why she would, I don't know, get caught doing things. Maybe she's trying to get out of a situation. Sounds like it. Sounds like she was caught with a lot of money on her and made up some story. These guys, they came to get me. I don't know who they are. We'll find out.
She thought it was Andre's studio, but it was empty.
About to put my hand on the door that said studio just to open it to check if anyone was there. And that's when I was attacked from behind. One person put his arm around my neck and the other hand with a glove on my mouth and my nose. And another masked man rushed in front of me and held a syringe to my arm. Obviously, I was trying to fight back because I didn't want that to go into my arm.
God, that's horrible.
I was trying to make fast, but I can't fight off 2 grown men, so...
You don't want that happening to you.
They managed to get the syringe into my wrist, and then I was unconscious.
What were you injected with?
Ketamine.
Ketamine can be a party drug, though, can't it? Have you ever had it before?
No. No, I don't do drugs. I don't even drink, really.
We now know the masked men were 2 Polish-born brothers, 30-year-old Lucas Herber and 36-year-old Michael Herber. The brothers allegedly
look a little
gagged and handcuffed the unconscious Chloe, zipped her into a duffel bag and threw her into the boot of their car. They then drove to a secluded farmhouse.
You could die like this, asphyxiated.
I opened my eyes and I have like restriction on my mouth. Like I didn't know what it was at first. I had hands in my handcuffs and I was like trying to feel where I am. I heard the engine, so I knew I was in a moving car. I was shouting, driver, driver, like as loud as I could.
They told you to what? Be quiet? Or
They didn't say anything.
didn't say a word?
Not a word.
All right, if you don't know who we are, we're the Behavior Panel. And I'm Scott Rouse. I'm a body language expert and analyst, and I train law enforcement and the military in interrogation and body language. And I created the #1 online body language course, bodylanguagetactics.com, with Greg Hartley. Mark?
I'm Mark Bowden. I'm an expert in human behavior and
There's
body
like too
language.
many.
Help people all over the world.
What am I supposed to find?
Gain credibility every time they communicate, including some of the leaders of the G7. Chase.
Hey, I'm Chase Hughes. Did 20 years in the U.S. military, wrote the #1 best-selling book on behavior profiling, persuasion, and influence. And I teach people those things every day. Greg?
Greg Hartley. I'm a former Army interrogator, interrogation instructor, resistance to interrogation instructor. I've written 10 books on body language and behavior and put together this #1 bodylanguagetactics.com course with Scott Rouse.
All right, Mark, what do you got?
Yeah, really interesting. So on the story, and we'll come to the story in a second, but there's some shading of the eyes. That's when the eyes just come down. They don't tend to look at the interviewer, or they look down and away. That's often can be alongside some other indicators, of some kind of stress and maybe then therefore deception. There's some instability in the shoulders. They kind of move around. So the
all right, well, this is fucking going anywhere, man. I'm just gonna pause here, take a break, maybe do something. Try to find a game, see if I can play it, see if I can save state it, see if we can get somewhere with it. I'd like to go a little further with Nintendo games, retro games. See if I can get to beat the boss for the first time. Please.